Oh yeah, hey, we got a show. Come on in.
And we're in it right now, as our director Mike tells us.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Good stuff. Doing a bang-up job. Starting the show off wonderfully on this Wednesday, the 22nd. It's a huge day around here because somebody has a new shawl. Cape?
It's a jacket.
Jacket.
Shawl.
I don't know. It's like, it's very flowy.
Oh, because that was
You're
two
flowing.
whirls and whirls in the newsroom. Yes.
It's very exciting when you get to wear new clothes.
It is.
Isn't it? So how do you feel?
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
You look great.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Hello, TV family. Get on in here.
I think we should call it a cape.
A cape.
It's not a cape.
Yes.
I know,
It
but
has
like
sleeves.
I know, but like, you know, super women wear capes, like, you know.
Okay.
That's what
Okay. And she was doing like one of these things
Yeah,
and just
like-
like
A little Stevie Nicks.
see you later. Yeah, just flowing through her Wednesday. Right? Why not? Because it's spring. It's listen, I know we thought there wasn't going to be much sunshine yesterday. I got a fair amount at my place yesterday.
great.
Yeah,
Wasn't it a great day?
It was nice to see. Yeah, we had a fair bit of sunshine throughout the day, and that really helped our temperature yesterday. 10 degrees.
It was so nice.
So much
was.
snow is melting.
Yes, it really is. It's,
Bye.
it's taking its time because we had some ice underneath that snow, so it is coming along slowly, nicely. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. How you doing, Emily?
My son's class actually had to write a note saying goodbye to winter yesterday.
Oh, really?
It was a big letter saying
That's
goodbye
cute.
and what we got to accomplish during the winter, but now we don't want to see you for a very long time. Bye.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Bye. Yeah, you were
Yep.
great. See ya.
Yeah.
Goodbye
Let
for
the
a
door
while.
hit you on the way
So
out.
what was his note about?
Well, his note was about swimming outside in the winter at Blue Mountain.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, he means, you know, the hot tub at the hotel we all stayed at.
Well,
Right.
see, so you can have fun in the wintertime.
Was he the one up making the racket in the middle of the night?
Well, I wasn't
keeping
going
us
to
up
say
before our show.
anything. I wasn't going to say anything, but you know, those 7-year-olds, they know how to party.
So now we know.
Yeah,
now
right.
we know.
During
Sorry.
reading week.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, a little crazy, little
He was in
7-year-old.
there with the university students. But you know, if you know Hunter, I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
I like
Just
that.
getting my train adjusted.
Oh, look at this
Yes,
new
it's
jacket.
gorgeous.
Jacket,
Love it.
shawl, cape. It's all one.
jacket.
We're thinking
It's a
she should
jacket.
put glitter in the pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it's got
pockets in it.
pockets. It's got pockets. It's awesome.
It's so fun when you get to wear new stuff.
know.
Yeah, fun. All right. Hello, Emily.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm fine. That
You
is-
or-
well, me, I'm not so sure. As I sit here with my cup of tea, only if I start coughing, it gets a bit much. But that's the message that Shaquille O'Neal is sending his fans, after many of them became very worried when just had to get some BBL work done. Now, BBL is an acronym for Brazilian butt lift. O'Neal's reassuring post.
Not
came after-
basketball?
No. Basketball butt lift?
He's got some.
a big dude.
He's a big dude. Now he's not. I know people that have, but he's just one of those people that
Towering
just
people?
towers.
All I've done
over
is like when
everybody.
the basketball, like when you go to the Hall of Fame or whatever, and you can put your hand inside like the real basketball player's hands. Like mine looks like a baby's
Yeah,
hand.
or like the size of his shoes. I don't know what the size
they're
of
like
his
boats.
shoes are. What he's been able to do with his career, though, like
and his body.
Well, yeah, totally. Yeah. How old would he be? He'd be older than me. He'd be
Google
close.
it.
I bet you he'd be close to 50. He might
He's
be
way old.
fi-
He's older than us. Way older.
Yeah, but I wonder if he's 50 or a little bit older. But
51.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks,
Katie.
guys. To be able to not only what he did on the basketball court, but people in sports don't. Sports fans might not, but they just know Shaquille O'Neal for being Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause he's-
Commercials and movies.
Yeah, he's done
and he's
tons of
funny.
stuff.
Yeah.
He's a very, very funny and very, very entertaining.
And
so.
like very outspoken too. Like I'm sure you know a lot of charity work and a lot of international work. Like I mean, so good luck on your hip replacement, even
and
though the hip's
recovery.
probably like this big.
What's it take to recover from a hip replacement
A lot.
when you're that big?
I know. They're going to get canes or crutches for him. They're going to be huge. All right. Well, a popular music festival in Chicago will have some major musical acts as part of its lineup this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's always kind of one of those venues that you hear just really good things about. Like you haven't heard of many major crises happening during Lollapalooza. I know there probably have been in the past, but it's not one that sticks in my head.
It's different a little bit than some music festivals. Like I went to Bonnaroo, this is years ago, where it's just like a big camp out, where you don't really do that in
Yeah.
Chicago because you
You
can't.
can't.
You have to stay
Yeah.
in the city, so it's a little bit different. You're not staying on site. You're going there for the day, and then you're going out to other events or wherever else you want to go. But I know Liz did it years ago and loved it, and that's a good lineup too. Chili Peppers back. They got some good new music. So good
Yeah,
stuff
I
there.
think so too. Well, speaking of music, it looks like Bad Bunny's Bad Relationships could land him in court. But if you listen to the two songs, you clearly hear her voice being like, some Bad Bunny.
What was that?
Something, something Bad Bunny. Like, you clearly hear it. So he could be $40 million poor. I'm sure he can handle that.
Where were you for the business boards when we had no music
Yeah.
earlier? We could have
I
used you.
know. I like to
right?
sing.
Yeah,
I
good
Brian
deal.
was there for us.
Yeah.
He may step in tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right.
if we don't-
Do that. Yep, I got my Wall Street Shuffle 10cc chords ready for you
I
tomorrow.
almost felt tea on my
All
nose.
right, 6:52 is the time.
Yay, you're here. Come on in. It's Wednesday. It's March the 22nd. So glad you're here to the middle of the week. We're right into spring. Beautiful day yesterday. Hoping for another good one
Yeah.
today. And hoping that Bev gets a little wash down, though, too, because
That's your car.
that is, oh, sorry, that's my
Yes.
car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Called, because it's an EV, so it's blue. So we just went with Bev.
I
Blue,
love that
blue,
name. Yeah.
blue EV. Yours, too. Yours is Rusty because
Rusty.
it has
He's orange.
He's orange. Do you guys have names for your cars?
No.
No.
Rickets.
Yeah, right? I'm just like, well, thanks for keeping that ball bouncing.
No, you drop that ball. Now,
I feel like once you put a name to something, you put a lot of emotional investment into it, and
Yes.
I don't want to be sad, when I finally have to give up my 2011 car.
good plan. Yeah, okay.
But just think of all the adventures you've had over all
That's
those years.
what I mean. I don't want to
Right.
give it a
Yeah.
name because I can be like, oh, me and Sue were so great together
Right.
on that drive.
Yeah.
For me
So
and
we just got a new van, and we had to turn in our old van that we've had for many, many years.
Did the van have a name?
It did not have a name.
No, you didn't want
There
to
was
get
no
attached to
Well, I
it.
guess we didn't have any attachment to it, but like all the kids grew up in that van.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, there's the keys. There you go.
No attachment.
There you go.
All the things that have happened in that
Yeah.
van.
Oh yes. Let's get into that. All right.
Okay.
Brian.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You got the Studebaker, obviously.
Yeah,
Did you drive the Studebaker today?
No, I didn't bring the Studebaker today. No, I brought the big guy, the truck in today. So yeah.
Okay. Anytime you bring the truck in, I'm
That
always
normally
concerned.
means there's a storm.
No,
Or you've got to pick up feed.
Nothing like that. No, nothing like that. That was available, so I just brought that one in this morning. So no worries, no storms.
so close we've become.
We do have a chance of some showers later on, but it's not really going to be a storm. By Friday, 5 degrees, fairly cloudy, 2 degrees only on Saturday. So a chilly day, windy as well, with some mixing, and then back to some sunshine as we get to Sunday, and 7 degrees. That's your forecast. Time for this hour's Chit Chat.
The bike.
It's slow moving bike. Like it's going to
first
take forever to get there.
That's the first time I saw the bike. The bike. I love it.
Can we just quickly say,
Yes.
We have a new plant.
or what happened to Erwin?
I know.
I don't
Now it's
know.
spring?
I
We
was
got somebody
very
new?
attached to Erwin.
I know, we like
no,
to
it's
hear.
okay. I think Erwin has found a new home in the canteen.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they did some spring decorating in
Oh,
the
did they?
canteen.
It's very. We
And
have
then-
bunnies.
So we have
There's
somebody
bunnies and
Yeah.
eggs and
The name is
I think Medusa.
Medusa.
Because it looks like the snakes in the hair.
Interesting.
I like that.
Welcome to Chit Chat, Medusa.
Oh, thank you.
like you could be talking to me. Like I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm very self-aware. You could be talking to me. Okay, they've done 2 movies and a long-running series together. Now 2 award-winning actresses are back together on the big screen.
And what they talked about in 80 for Brady is roles for older women. And there's not roles that are written for older women.
So they're writing their own.
They're writing their own, and they're getting involved to make sure that there's
Yeah.
roles, not just specifically for themselves, but like there's a real ageism in Hollywood, specifically
There's
for
ageism everywhere.
Yeah,
you're
specifically
totally
for
right.
women everywhere.
Totally right. Totally right.
Yeah.
So like for them to have 80 for Brady and then this one.
And what was
keep it
the
going.
Frankie, the show, the series they did?
Is it Grace?
Grace and Frankie?
Grace and Frankie? Or Frankie and Grace?
I don't know. It's that
those
show. And
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard
Are the two of them
nothing.
in it?
Yes.
Oh, it's the two of them. Oh, yeah. They're old pals.
Like they've been friends for like 50 years. Like they've got a great long-standing friendship. Another movie coming out that I do want to see takes on a little bit of a different tone. Model and actress Brooke Shields is revealing more about her life in the full trailer for her new documentary, Pretty Baby. Yeah, and I mean, she's not the only woman of that era, you know? You look at Cindy Crawford, you look at Christy Brinkley.
They weren't that young, though.
They weren't that young. No,
No.
but the 16, you know, that was kind of prime model age back in that era. So times are changing, thank goodness, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think it'll be really good. 3D printing machines have been able to make a lot of things like, you know, furniture, shoes, human organs. you know.
Some dangerous things too, actually.
Oh, and even a rocket. Is that the dangerous one you're talking
Well,
about?
Guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to try to make a turn for
like,
this.
why
Yeah.
are you taking it this way?
Turn it back. Take it back. What are you? Yeah, dessert. Right.
They're creating and baking desserts.
Okay. I want to drive my own car because I've already drove my own car.
So you want to make your own cheesecake?
I want to make my own cheesecake, not laser.
I
not my
would
own
like
cheese
to be
car.
driven to work by my car while the cheesecake is being made.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, maybe that's some of the new tech for spring that Mark Saltzman will be
Saltzman's
looking
back
at.
on the show.
Yeah.
You never know what he's going to have. So excited about that. I read another book. It's called
proud of you.
Sundays. It's yes, thank you. It's about making breakfast for the whole family, specifically making breakfast with your kids, and some fantastic recipes for that.
Okay.
At Burlington Tire and Auto, and there's so much going on here in the auto shop right now. We're in the change of seasons. There is winter tires to be dealt with. There's maintenance to be dealt with. I'm here with Dave, longtime owner. Tell me how Burlington Tire and Auto came to be.
Well, years ago it was started by another gentleman that I started working for in 1980. He started the company in 76. I come on in January 1980 and worked for the previous owner for 28 years. And then in 07, they made the move to buy the company, and I'm still here.
Yeah.
So it was
Congratulations.
it was a good thing. It was
Yeah.
a good thing. So at the start, it was the original guy started selling tires out of a van.
Amazing.
And had a garage in his van, and eventually moved up until he had a one-bay shop. And then we moved into a three-bay shop, and now we're in the seven-bay shop that we're in now since 97.
Wow, okay, I'm a Burlington resident, and yes, Burlington Tire and Auto is certainly a staple for many people in the area. Everybody knows who you guys are. Everybody. You guys are probably, I would say, the #1 tire shop in Burlington, but there's something very unique about you guys, is that it's not only tires. You guys do a bunch of things that people may not know.
Right. We have a lot of customers, upsetting for me, longtime customers that don't realize I do mechanical, and
Yeah.
that might be my fault. We have 3 mechanics on duty, so where it's not only full service, we can do brakes, alignments, your regular maintenance, we safety vehicles, we do yearly safety inspections. For commercial vehicles, we'll need a yellow sticker, we do that as well, so we do everything at Burlington Tire.
Wow, okay, so that's a really good point for people to know about. And if I was to bring in my car just to get my tires swapped over, and you guys saw something wrong, I could just get it fixed here instead of having to take it to my dealership or to my other mechanic.
Right, and you know, we do a lot of pre-maintenance. So when we're changing your tires, we're taking a quick look at your brakes for you, and then letting you know if there's anything else coming up. We can give you a condition report on how much brake you have left, how much, when your next maintenance is going to be. So
That's amazing.
Gives you a heads up before you
Before
have
it's due.
to. Yeah, before, yeah, for sure.
Before you have problems start. Well, Dave, you've been here for such a long time that people are now, their grandkids are now coming in to see you. And I love that. I love that community feeling. I love that personal feeling. I think that's really important.
Yeah, and I think you find in Ontario, every town has its old tire shop.
Yeah, for sure.
I started working in tires in Hagersville in '77. Is when I started there, and my friend that I started working with in tires is still in tires in Hagersville. And now I got my own shop in Burlington. So
That's amazing.
That's a family thing.
All right, well, coming up, we are going to dive a little bit deeper into the maintenance that you offer. So there's lots more coming up on Morning Live.
Oh, so happy you're here on this Wednesday. Come on in, because we are celebrating spring in so many different ways, and we're looking into our backyards for some of the fun.
I got out of the car yesterday and I'm like, oh, when did these get here?
Really?
It's like we have a little garden beside the driveway, and there's daffodils.
Is there?
Poking out. Yeah.
Daffodils.
We've got a
Yes.
picture here of them.
So daffodils.
Hello, Emily.
I was going to say, that's so
Yeah.
nice of you, Annette, to be calling us daffodils.
Yes.
Oh, there they are.
So they are in the snow.
How long does it take for them to bloom? When are we going to be seeing those
These ones
guys?
are early ones,
Right.
so I've got some early, I've got some lates.
Yeah. One of my favorite times of the year is spring, but even out our bedroom window, we have a big tree, and then you can see just the buds starting.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you
Buds
wake
on
up.
trees.
Right? And then you wake up the next day and there's full leaves and it's full
Yeah.
covered in leaves. Like it just appears.
Yep.
Now we're still a little bit away from that. Normally it's in May, but I love when it just kind of all of a sudden, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I don't know
we're
what
set.
these flowers are. Can you see them?
Those are daffodils. Or are they
they're,
crocus?
they're little tiny, like Caladonna something something.
Yeah, I think that's the proper name, isn't
I like that name.
That's
Yeah,
like the technical way of getting that.
That's right, yeah.
My girlfriend sent these to me. They're popping up in her garden. All over
right.
the place.
Also already flowering.
Oh, flowers.
Yeah, flowers.
Perfect.
Beside a little pile of snow. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's suitable.
Right. What's the overnight temperature, Brian? Where are we?
It's, for seasonal,
Yeah.
about -3, so
About
still on the
-3.
chilly side. I mean, we're +1 to start the day today, but yeah, -3 for the overnight low. The seasonal daytime high has gone up, which is nice, 6 degrees now.
Okay, taking a deeper dive into your maintenance of your vehicle. Okay, spring has finally arrived. Yay.
I think.
Well, we're seeing a little bit of sunshine today. It is time to change your tires over. You give Burlington Tire and Auto a call. What are you guys going to do for me?
Well, as you see with this one here, we just getting one set up to change the winter tires. It's time to get changed. As soon as the weather gets nice, everybody gets antsy, and we got to get the snows off.
Phone's off the hook.
So once the snows come off, we can take a look at the brakes. We can take a look at the general wear of the tires and see anything, if there's any problems. It's always a good time to bring your maintenance up to schedule, check your oil change, make sure it's up to snuff and done properly.
So why do people need to get summer and winter tires? Now, I know the answer to this. A lot of people don't. A lot of people think that all seasons are fine.
I talked to
not a big deal.
I talked to a lot of older gentlemen that say, I don't need snows. I've been driving since I was 12. Snows are a big thing. Most vehicles like this one we're looking at is a 4x4. So
Okay.
a lot of people have the misconception that if you have a 4x4, you don't need winters.
Okay.
Winter tires are more about stopping and control than they are about going.
Right.
So when you have a four-wheel drive, it weighs more because there's more drivetrains. So you actually need snows more than a two-wheel drive car would need snow
interesting.
because of stopping ability. And winter tires have a much higher capability of stopping
Right.
than in any all-season.
Right.
For sure.
That's true too. You don't necessarily think about that. And now, when is it time to kind of like change your winter tires? Like, how do you know? Because people have them, they take them off, they put them back on. How long does a normal winter tire last for?
Well, a normal winter tire, our customers will average 4 to 5 winters for it. So, and generally, a customer will keep his car for 4 to 5 years. So, if you purchase them the first year you have the vehicle, you can generally do it for the life of the vehicle. If you have to go,
So I'm at 11 years. It's probably time for me to get some new winter tires. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, yeah, I could sell you a set. I could sell you a set of tires. So the biggest thing is to have both seasons, have the best traction you can in the winter time, and then anything else will work for the summertime, like a summer tire is fine.
Okay.
But it's more to do with the temperature. The temperature, once it gets cold, below 7 degrees is the time to have your winter tires on.
Okay.
And a good rule of thumb, your car should be ready by November 1st, and anytime after April 1st, they can come off.
All right, good to know. See, we're learning tips and tricks here, and in a few minutes, we're going to be taking a look at a vehicle that's had some major issues, and they may not have known about them if they hadn't come here to get their winter tires changed. All that coming up.
Time to sit up.
Well, thank you so much, Brian. Right? Me too. Well, the latest HGTV challenge turned a Southern California home into a Barbie dream house. You can watch it all come to life.
Lots of pink.
They're always coming. They've done so many. They've done every idea. You're just like, okay, what do we got, people? What can we do?
It has to have a slide in it, though, right? The Barbie house always had a slide in it.
Oh, it does have to have a slide.
does have-
And yes, I don't remember Ken's den in the original.
No.
Like Ken wasn't allowed to live with Barbie.
No, Ken lived in anher area.
Yeah, Ken had his own house.
Wherever.
Oh, we don't know. He was off like the wrong side of the tracks.
He didn't have a house.
Yeah.
He was slumming it.
He just turned up.
He was
sometimes.
just-
Like, he was just there when Barbie needed him, and then when she didn't, he just was gone. Apparently, you didn't
Let's
play.
get the backstory on Ken. That's Hey Hollywood, that's a movie right there. What's Ken's backstory? Where
That
did
is
he
a
come?
brilliant idea.
Where'd he come from?
We are
Awesome.
patenting this here.
And
You
where
are
does he
seeing
go?
this live. Where does he live?
Start workshopping that baby.
Does he have real clothing? Like, does he have the real underwear? Because you know Ken's underwear was always plastic, but Barbie never had underwear.
I don't know.
Work with me on this. You remember
Okay.
this.
No, I don't.
Barbie didn't have undergarments.
No, she
did
didn't.
not have a bra. She did not have underwear. She didn't have any details.
Right.
But Ken had plastic underwear that looked like underwear.
Okay. Why are you yelling at me?
I'm not yelling at you.
I don't know anything about
Brian's
Ken.
concerned.
Do you know this, Brian?
I didn't know this either.
You guys are, like, you love throwing me under the bus
No,
these
but I
days.
didn't know. I don't know about the Ken. I didn't have a Ken. I didn't know he didn't have underwear.
That's okay.
Or he did have underwear.
People are going to tweet me, and they're going to know what I'm talking about, so I don't need you.
Okay, good.
And that you know what I'm talking about.
I didn't have a Ken. I had a Donny Osmond.
Did Donnie
Did he have underwear?
He had purple socks. I remember that.
He only wore the socks. Yeah, Johnny.
Okay, we need to get to this. When make-believe seems a little too close to the truth, the CDC is sounding an alarm about the growing threat of a deadly virus called Candida auris. Completely different, but if you watch The Last of Us,
Yeah.
this news might be hitting a little too close to home. It does exist. I wish we had more time for that story. Maybe we'll revisit it tomorrow.
The Ken took over.
Now we have to talk about a Burlington Tire. I went there yesterday and I learned a lot. Check it out. So this vehicle behind us, we're here at Burlington Tire and Auto, came in to change over to spring tires now that we're getting into that season. And what happened?
Well, he came in for getting snows off, and he purchased new all seasons. And at the same time, what a lot of customers will do is they'll ask us to check the brakes, check the front end, make sure they're all okay. Well, with this particular vehicle, we found a huge issue. We found that the actual subframe of the car was rotted out. It's dangerous.
That sounds bad.
It is pretty bad. It is pretty bad, but thank goodness our technicians found it. And
So this is the subframe, what we're
that's
looking
the
at here.
subframe there, and you can see it was rotted through on the one side.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a huge issue, a very, very huge safety issue. But it's a common problem with this type of vehicle. We phoned the dealer, and the dealer had the part in stock, so that tells us right there that it's a common problem.
Yeah.
So it's one that you gotta really keep an eye on.
So I bring my car in to change over my tires. You find out that issue. What else can you check in this vehicle? Like, can you check my brakes?
Yeah, well, when the tires are off, it gives us a perfect time to check the brakes. And then we give it a condition. We can see how the pads are wearing, if they're wearing evenly or unevenly, and also if they're going to need any maintenance or service at the same time.
Okay.
If we find that passes, we'll put the tires back on, check the front end to make sure there's no play in the front end, and then from that point, we'll test drive the vehicle and make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be.
So you could potentially do a lot more than what your regular dealership could do.
Well, we do a lot more, and we do multiple vehicles, so we're not pigeonholed into one type of vehicle. My mechanics are very well versed in multiple vehicles. We do, as you can see, we have a Ford, a Lexus, a Nissan, a Hyundai.
What if I had like a 1972 E-Type Jaguar or something?
Yeah, we do those.
Which I don't, Dave. Like, don't get me confused for someone who makes a lot of money.
The last segment we had when you guys were in to check us out, we're working on a '56 Chevy.
Oh, that's
So
super cool.
We do some old stuff, and then the one right behind us is a new BMW.
Yeah,
so,
it's beautiful.
So we do quite a bit of.
Everything looks nice and clean on that one, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, so it's
okay. Well, we are also going to be talking about cars and how Dave wants to buy your car. Maybe he can buy my car. All of that coming up. Don't go anywhere on Morning Live.
Thanks.